they are trying to get more people into the game with the Welcome to Azeroth bundle, which costs $25. Basically,
huge value.
It's unironically is a good deal. Basically, it's for 2 months of subscription. You get 2 months, $24.99, which is, 2 months of sub is $30, but of course, if you're getting that 6 months, it's less. Anyway, basically, this is the price of 2 months of subscription, roughly at the monthly price of the 6-month deal. So, for the price of 2 months, you get 60 days of game time, you get the Dragonflight expansion and all the previous ones, which, of course, will be rolled into the basic World of Warcraft deal in 2 months anyway. But it does mean you can play it right now, and you also get a 60 boost, so you can go straight into the new stuff.
Yeah, you get to skip all the old shit game. That's what it is. Like,
no, you gotta put Mop Remix. Oh yeah, just get that and play Mop Remix, and then be really confused when you go into the regular game. Holy shit, that would be a time.
Yeah, that would be a horrible time.
That would be really... Anyway, so this is basically just a handy little starter thing. Kind of smart to do. It's one of those things. It's challenging because what do you want? You want to play the game with your friends. And
speak for yourself.
That's it. He wants to play the game with his enemies so he can learn more about them. There's probably somebody who's done that. I'm sure it's a Drama Time episode. But yeah, you want to play the game with your friends. If Blizzard goes and makes a good value on-ramp, then that's really useful. It's that kind of awkward thing, though, where you're like, I'm literally shilling a product for a company. I'm a free paid sale. I'm a salesman who's paying to do the sell. But, look, if you just want to play with your friends, that's a pretty good deal if you are trying to get somebody into the game. Of course, getting into World of Warcraft is hard. You have got to learn so much. Just like game sense, terminology, just the way the game works. It's one of the things that I think... it's probably not as hard as getting into Destiny 2, which I've been considering. I've been considering hopping into D2 just to see what the sort of what everyone's talking about. But you do just think, oh my god, there's going to be so much for me to learn. I'm going to be so confused.
Yeah, I actually don't know. Probably one of your best bets would be to go watch the Echo Boys as they did it, because they had a great fucking time.
What?
Yeah.
In D2?
Yeah.
Oh.
They had a great time. It was, I can't remember who it was one of their raiders who was doing it, turned around and said that was like the best raid they'd ever played in any game ever. I was like,
yeah.
Damn.
Man, I remember the launch of D2, the raid that we did.
Yeah, the Leviathan 400 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it was great.
That was fun times.
It was great. There was this boss that was like dogs. And
dogs were good times.
It was like, so you would basically have people who are above the, like, I'll just say hedge maze thing, and you'd have people down in the hedge maze. Now, they had to do something down there. I've completely forgotten whatever it is, but the dogs would patrol around, so the players who had vision would be on voice comms guiding the other players in what to do. So, yes, it was a boss fight, and eventually when it's killing time, your damage stuff matters. But it just felt so cooperative. It was it was cool. And I know that whenever, I think it was Vault of Glass.
Vault of Glass,
I've heard
Destiny
raid people that people loved. I remember when that came out, there was loads of WoW devs tweeting about it. Because it seems that they just looked at that and thought, holy shit, this is a great raid. I guess, though, smaller team size, far more granular, and of course first-person game, it's going to lead to just a different type of rating.
Yeah,
a really cool one.
In the same way that the Echo people had a shit ton of fun doing Dragon Song Surprise. They were just like, ouch. This is really hard and full of mechanics, and there's 8 of us. This is incredible. Oh my god. Or like, I'd love to see, how far do you go down the number of player scale before they stop having fun? Is it a 2-man raid? Is that too little? Would they do like a 3-man raid? Would that be good? Should they go do the...
And suddenly, they all turn into Mario 64 speedrunners.
Yeah. Should they go do the, Criterion Savage instead of anything else? See how that goes. But that would be fun. So, yeah, how did we even get to this topic?
We've done it, man.
How did we even get to talking about raids from talking about new player stuff?
Because
you bring your friends in and have fun. Yes,
that's it. So,
you bring your friends in, have fun. You have to learn everything, and learning everything is really, really, really hard.
Severe tangential power.
Yeah, unless I saw a tweet. This is good. Fucking tangents all day long, boys. So I saw a tweet earlier that was some person was like, they became a film bro or something along those lines, and it was effectively like they just watched like 4 to 8 movies a week, and within a year they'd seen like so many movies. They had like their incredible like esoteric taste and their favorites that were like weird Belgian pervert movies. That kind of the film bro favorite. That's that.
Yes, I'm just thinking of the Too Many Cooks cutaway to a pie played by Lars von Trier.
Yeah,
that's perfectly it.
Yeah, so like that was the thing. I was like, and I'm going somewhere with this, right? And someone else responded and like, so if you want to be in like the top 5% of anything in terms of doing the reading, it actually you can do it in a year, because 95% of people don't do the reading. They don't do the actual stuff. They don't like sit down and actually focus and stuff like that. So realistically, it's like you have to really, really want it if you want to learn World of Warcraft. You can't be like, I'm going to play World of Warcraft and see what it's like, because then you'll hit a wall and be drop kicked into the ocean, and you'll be like, well, that wasn't fun. I don't like that very much. But if you have friends and if you have like an actual real good motivation to learn it, then you'll stick with it. And that's what I think. Like this, alongside like friend onboarding in some capacity would probably work, actually very well, I think. But it does require the I really want to get into this. I'll actually use another example, because obviously just go tangent town all day long. One of the I've been playing a bunch of different gacha nonsense recently.
Very good.
And most of it's been on like recommendations from friends, and I haven't really had that much time for it yet. But like the amount of, if you sit down for like 4 hours and do something that's like high effort, you get far very quick. So if you just like sit and blast through things like, your Honkai Impact Third, your Honkai Star Rail, or whatever, you can get through that shit pretty fast. You just need like the will to do it. And that's like, if you can have enough of if you can have someone to grab you by the scruff of the neck and throw you into a game, then you're probably going to stick to it and you're probably going to learn it very well. And it's just like World of Warcraft kind of lacks that, because obviously you need to have a nice onboard experience, you need to smooth things out. But if you look at the Mythic Plus community and how that's grown, as well as like the Mythic raiding community, there's clearly like, if you have the fantasy sell, if you have the identity sell, the idea sell, the experience you want to have sell, then people will do it.
See, that's where it's interesting to me. How many people that they're onboarded because of that, because they see the M Plus streams and stuff, and they know that's like an esports community. But then how many people just wander in because of the fantasy, and they know it's a big brand, they know it's a big IP, so they wander in, they see some quests. Like, how does that person then get onboarded to endgame?
Onboarding into endgame is the real challenge.
Yeah,
obviously that's the point of having casual support. You don't need to, because they can try it if they want when they hit endgame and get sort of gently shoved towards it. But otherwise, they can also just not bother. They can just play, they can just do their community feast, however many hours, whatever they want to do, for like farm their reps, get their transmog, stuff like that.
Just do the feast for hours.
Yeah, obviously I'm using I'm using that as a catch-all for do all of the world content, stuff like that.
Actually,
Delves will be another good one for that, to kind of get some gameplay out of you when you're doing that, which is different. So I think that'll be kind of strange.
Yeah.
Kind of strange. I think it'll work. I think they're in a bad place to get new players, but you don't have to be a great new player experience to get new players. It helps, but you don't need it. If they could sell Xalatath as a villain that you want to engage with hard enough, I think it could work. I think they're a bit beyond that. I don't think they can. But what you want is, I guess I'll explain it in the same way Destiny 2 with the final shape is. It's very hard for me not to play the final shape. And most of that is because I see people reporting on it who are like, this is...
Yeah.
In the same way people got really into Shadowbringers and Endwalker because they knew the story was coming to an end and they were promised so much. Destiny 2 is the same thing going on, where there's people being like, I didn't expect them to pay off their entire story that well, but they did. I didn't expect the finale to work quite as well as strongly as it did. I didn't expect them to especially they've had issues for the past couple of expansions. I didn't expect them to lock the fuck in and get it done for the last one. So I've been seeing a lot of that and going, oh my god, that's really if I had more time and I didn't hate Destiny 2 with a vicious hatred in my guts.
Wow, that's just a little bit of a blocker.
Yeah, if I didn't have that from playing it on and off for years and being really confused and hating it, I really like how it plays. I just really hate some of the MMO model of it.
You're just sitting there having fun as extreme psychological stress just wells up in your being.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of what it did to me back in the day as well.
Yeah. So
such is the structure, I suppose, of a game like that.
Yeah. So I think WoW can do that. It just needs the super hot sell. And I'd be super curious if there's anything anyone watching thinks there's anything they could really super do that would, but it's hard to get that because you're already inside. So you're like, what would make me play World of Warcraft? I was like, well, you can't realistically answer that because you do. But then no one else can answer it because they haven't done it yet. And you're like, damn.
Yeah.
Interesting. Key to see how they've solved that because they can't wait until after the last Titan to solve it. Because that'll be
I think midnight.
4.5 years away, which means midnight's probably going to be solved.
One of the best ways they can do this is just to increase the gravity of the game by shipping cool features so that people have a willingness to get over the friction.
That's a good way, but it's not cultural drilling through the wall. It's not the breach mission of culture kind of stuff going on.
The breach mission of culture.
Yeah, it's not like we have just bombed your Twitter timeline. It's nothing like that. It's a little bit more, that'll be more like trickle wins. But then that's probably going to work where World of Warcraft is positioned more, because that's what works for ESO, Guild Wars 2, fucking Fallout 76 worked for Destiny 2. It was that trickle of slowly snowball, slowly get people. Because one of the fun examples was ESO had their trailer stuff for Gold Road at the Xbox showcase, and the amount of people I was talking to who were just like, I don't know a single person who plays ESO. And I'm like, yeah, but the game's got a shit ton of players, so it's clearly one step removed from the Second Life, where you go, do you know anybody who plays Second Life? Probably not, but there's 20 bajillion people who played Second Life at some point in time, and you're like, god damn, that's wild. So I'm hoping that on top of this will kick some stuff into gear and get people in.